Hi, I'm Meem. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about for loops in Python. In the last tutorial, you learned about while loops, and while loops execute a block of code multiple times. In the Python, we have another kind of loop, that is for loop. We use that to iterate over items of a collection. Here's I'm going to write an example. We type out for, then we define a variable. This is what we call a loop variable. I'm going to name it I. In each iteration, this variable I will hold one item. Then I'm going to write in and a string. After that string, we have to write a colon. After that, I'm going to the next line and print I. We can iterate over a string, and in each iteration, this I variable will hold one character at a time. The character is F. That means if we print I, in the first time it will print F, then print I, then print M, and so on. So here inside the for block, we print I. Unlike while loop, here we don't need to initialization, we don't take the condition, and we don't increment or decrement by ourselves, which will be done by for loop itself. Now let's run the program and see what happened. Now see, these strings characters are printed individually. Now if we want to print 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, then we can take a function named range. Range is a built-in function for Python. Here I can set 5, then it will be print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means only 5 numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I write here 5, 10, then it will be print 5 to 10 characters. That means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And in the range function, we can optionally take a step. After the 10, we can write 2. So we can pass here 2. Okay, now see what's happened. Here we pass 2 as a step to this function. When we run this program, we can see that we go 2 steps forward to get the next item. So if we want to print here 0 to 10, to skip 2 steps, then we have to write 0, 10. Then it will be print 0 to 9, skipping 2 steps. Here 0 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8. If we write here 3, then 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9. Let's move to another exercise. Here is an exercise. I'm going to write a program that calculates the total cost of all the items from a list. So I'm going to take a list, name items. Items equal, I can write here 10, 20, 30, 40. I have to print 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40. That means equal to 100. Here I can write for loop. For, then I have to take a variable. I can name a variable name item. In, after the in, I have to write this list. So I can write here easily these items. And a colon. After this line, I have to summation of all these number. I mean 10, 20, 30, 40. So what can I do? I have to write one element in here. So here we define another variable outside of the for loop to calculate the total. So I'm going to take a variable name total. Total equal 0. Then after in the for loop, I write the total variable again. Total equal, then this 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 240. That means these are in the item now. Total plus item. As we learned earlier, we can use here another things like total plus equal item. This is the augmented assignment operation to simplify this code. Then going to print it. Print total. Let's see what happened. Okay, at first is print 10, Whiten. In the first line, total equal item. That means total is 0, 0 plus item 10. 0 plus 10 is 10. And it prints 10. And then it goes to the line 3 again. Now the item is 20 and total is 10. Then 10 plus 20 is 30. Then it prints 30. Then it goes to this line again. And now the item is 30 and total is 30. 30 plus 30 is 60. It prints 60. And the last time the item is 40 and the total is 60 plus 40, that is 100, and it prints 100. If we want to print only the summation, that means only the 100, so we have to do this. We have to print this total outside the for block. Now see, it prints 100. Using for loop, we can draw this F shape. How can we print this? Here is a trick. In the first line of the F shape, there is 8x. And in the second line, there is 2x. So what can we do now? We can take a list. In the first line there is 8 shape. So in the list we can take the 8. In the second line there is 2, and we can take 2. In the third line there exists 2x, and we can take 2. And in the fourth line there is 8x. We again take 8. Then 2, 2, 2. In the list you can take 2, 2, 2. I'm going to name the list name list lis. Then take the numbers. Number for 8, 2, 2, 8, 2, 2, 2. Then going to take a for loop for then a variable I in this list. Okay, list, then a colon. After this line, I'm going to print what? Print this list number? No, print. Okay, if I print only I, then see what happened. It prints only this variable in the list. But what we have to do? We have to print that shape. Okay, so we can write here that shape is x into I. Okay, then run it. See, we finally print this shape. Let's move on the nested loop. Nested loop is there will be two types of loop. One is inner loop and one is outer loop. I'm going to take a loop name for x in range. I can take a range 3. Okay. If we want to print this, at first see what it prints. Okay, it prints 0, 1, 2 because the range is 0 to 3. Now we want to print a coordinate. Okay, then we have to take another loop for this for y in range. Now I'm going to take 2. Okay, now print this x and y, comma y. Now see, it's print 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 2, 0, 2, 1. This is a coordinate. And to print this like more readable way, now it looks good. We can print this line in another way, that is print with a small f. Then in the small f we can write first bracket and third bracket. In the first bracket and second bracket. In the second bracket we can write whatever we want to print. Like now we want to print x, then we can write this x in the second bracket. Then we can write comma, that is not a variable. Then we can again write a second bracket and y. We print it. Okay, one bracket is missing. Now I'm going to write a bracket. Okay, we print this also that way. So let me explain exactly how this program gets executed. So in the first iteration, at first the x is 0. On line 2, here we have a new loop which we'll call an inner loop. In this inner loop, in the first iteration, y is going to be 0. So we print 0 for x loop and 0 for y loop on the terminal. Now the control goes back to line 2 because without computing this inner loop, we cannot go to the outer loop. In the second iteration, y will be set to 1, but we are still in the first iteration of our outer loop. So in the print section, x is still 0, but y is now increment to 1. After this inner loop complete, then control goes back to the outer loop because this loop is already completed. Now here x will be 1, then the control will move to the line 2. At this point, the range function is going to generate the number 0 to 2 one more time. So this inner loop will be executed 2 times and then it will be goes back the outer loop again. So this is how nested loops get executed. I hope you all are clear about our today's lecture. Thank you.